Everyone, hi, welcome back. You're doing amazing. You're here. It's day 5. It is the last day of the challenge. Congratulations. For those that are just poking in, it was a 5-day series that we created, 2 minutes a day for 5 consecutive days. So start at day 1 and go through the 5 consecutive days. If you've never done exercise before, please be sure your physician clears you before you begin any exercise program or movement therapy. Full disclaimer is listed below. Let's not waste any time. We're going to get started. So again, I will demonstrate for you 1 minute of movement. We'll do it together. Then I will demonstrate our stretch, and we'll do 1 minute of stretch together. Today we're going to be on the floor. Our movement is going to be a bridge position, and we're going to include an arm movement. So laying on the back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Walk your feet in as close to the hips as is comfortable for you. We're going to do those star hands, starfish hands, or I like to think of beams of light coming out. Stretch those palms open, really engage the fingers, okay? Get those palms in the opposite position that you've been in typing all day, okay? Open it up, open it up. We're not forgetting any little piece here. You can also spread open the toes and really try to widen your placement of your feet on the floor as well and get that engaged. Let me show you what we're going to do. Palms are facing each other at your sides. You're going to be lifting your hips up towards the ceiling at the same time, bringing the arms up overhead. As you lower the hips, you're going to lower the hands back down by your side. Now, if you're feeling that you have tension and you're not able to get your arm all the way up to the floor the way I am, don't worry about it. Again, that's information for you that there's some extra tension happening in your chest and your shoulders. The more that you do and engage in that movement, the more you'll be able to help open that fascia and get your full range of motion again. So let's begin. Best full range of motion that you're able to do. Again, it's the effort that makes the change, not the ability to do it perfectly. So focus on the effort, give the best effort you can, do the biggest range of motion that you can. Everybody on your back. I'm going to get our timer started. Get in bridge position, and we're going to get going. All right. So engaging the fingers, lifting those hips up to the ceiling, arms overhead. All right, that was a slow one. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to speed this up for you. All right. So as you're coming up, squeeze the glutes tight as you can. Really try to push your hips up to the ceiling as best you can. Arms straight down to the floor and overhead. All right. Keep on going. You're halfway there. As you're pushing the hips up into the ceiling, feel the full pressure of the entire range of your foot into the floor. So you're not coming onto any specific spot of your foot. Feel that whole foot planted into the floor, really engaging the hips up to the ceiling. If you can create that little arch in your back, that's even awesome. That's so great. We've got 5 more seconds to go. All right, reaching up, reaching up. Almost there. Let's do 1 more together and give it a hold. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And slowly, slowly, slowly unwinding. Feel each vertebrae hitting the floor. Getting a nice little back massage. And resting your hands all the way down. Well done, well done. Roll onto your side. Use your hands to prop you back up into seating. All right, always protecting the back as we come up. Don't just jerk back up into seating. It's always important to roll to your side and then use the hands to help you come up. I'm going to reset the timer. We're going to do just 1 stretch today, different from the prior days. And instead of alternating sides, we're going to hold 1 stretch. If you do happen to know that you'll have any disc issues, or any specific spinal issues, I want you to be very careful on this one and gently modify it. Let me show the full version first. So in yoga, they call this staff pose, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're not going to go in as hard. So I want you to find where you have a mild stretch. So scoot your hips back so you're feeling both hips equally planted, solid, down into the floor. As best you can, straighten the legs, feel the bottom of the feet stretching away from you. Engaging the feet, spread the toes, just like we've been doing with the hands. Spread those toes, stretch out the bottom of the feet. Keep them stretching the whole time. We're stretching the feet as we're doing the rest of the stretch. We're also going to be stretching some of our hands. So even though our hands are going to be on the floor behind us, we still have our fingers stretched apart. We're going to use a little bit of pressure with the palms of the hands to help straighten and nice tall spine. Walking the hands forward, keeping a straight spine. The hinge comes from the hip. So there's a tendency to just round and kind of go forward like this. We don't want to do that. That's actually very vulnerable for the vertebrae to be in that position. You want to have a nice engaged core center, a nice tall spine, and the hinge is coming from the hips. So it's actually a really small movement, just a few inches. And with those few inches, you're going to feel a nice stretch all the way down the back of the leg. And you should actually feel a little bit of a stretch coming all the way up into the back. And the whole time, again, engaging the feet, we want to feel a stretch in the feet as well. That's it. We're just going to hold that for 1 minute. So find your positioning. If you can't get your legs as straight as I can, and you have a little bend because your hamstrings are tight, that's all right. I want you to focus on stretching the feet. I want you to focus on the tall spine. And you're going to be using the hands on the floor to engage you a little bit and get that stretch. And as we're going in the minute, you might find it loosens and you can bring those legs a little bit straighter to move, and that's all right. So get in your position, your starting position, and 1 minute, we're just gonna hold it. All right, so nice and tall, slowly walking forward. Just a little bit. That's it, engaging my feet, toes are opening, getting a nice, engaging stretch in the bottom of my feet. I'm feeling all 5 toes, and 10 toes, I've got 2 feet, huh? And they're all kind of tingling, they're waking up. They've been in my shoes all day, so this is really exciting for the feet to get a little bit of movement. All right, if you can walk your hands a little bit forward, you might feel that there's a little bit of release happening as the fascia starts to warm as we hold it there. All right, 15 more seconds. Take a slow breath. You're doing great. You made it. It's day 5. You did 5 consecutive days of self-care, self-love, showing up for yourself. And slowly come up. You can hear my beeper. You did it. You did it. You did it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to 5 consecutive days of just 2 minutes a day of body movement to relieve stress and tension and aches that we might incur from sitting all day and being a bit immobile. I hope that you found this served you and that you are inspired to continue on. Feel free to repeat this 5-day series every week. Again, you can do it multiple times a day. Subscribe to the channel because there's going to be more coming to you next month. We're going to shake it up and get a little bit more intense perhaps. I don't know. I've got something in my mind. So thank you so much for joining me. Grab yourself a glass of water. Congratulate yourself on showing up for your commitment to take care of you. See you next time.